Welcome inside the Fargo Dome. Ryan McNamara alongside Craig Anderson with you for the ride between the 5 seed in Section 8-2A. Hawley and Barnesville, 7-3 on the year. The Barnesville Trojans, no stranger to the section title game, no stranger to the state tournament. Hawley looking to get back and play the upset. This is a true David versus Goliath match coming up here on WDAY. Welcome back inside the Fargo Dome. Ryan McNamara, Craig Anderson with you before Hawley and Barnesville kick things off. Craig, we'll start with Barnesville. They run the triple option, and per usual, they've been incredible with it all season long. They've got the sophomore Jacob Strand, the head coach Brian's son, in at quarterback. He was especially impressive in that section semi just a week ago against Pelican Rapids. 5 touchdowns on the ground. What does this team do so well with that triple option?
It's really called the Power T.
Yeah.
Power T started off with Elk River, brought it into the state, and now it's spread out a little bit. Davies runs it now. You've probably seen that on TV. But it starts with the quarterback and deception. They're going to fake. They're going to carry out fakes with their backs, and then he's going to bootleg just about every play or double dive it and then put it on his hip, and you're not going to see it. And that's what gets him free. And, of course, he can take off and run, and he's got wheels.
Yeah, and the Nuggets are going to kick off first here. Strand is one of our returners back there with Cam Halverson, the leading rusher for Barnesville this season. For Hawley, they employ a 2 QB offense that we'll see later on today, but their defense is going to need to stand up against a Barnesville offense that has scored 60 points in both section games. Craig, we're going to have a track meet today. A squib kick to start. It's in and out of the hands. Eli Amundsen barely picks up 5 yards before falling to the 35, which is where the Trojan offense will start this evening.
Yeah, Amundsen, he's their tight end on offense, but got the ball, got 35-yard line, good position. Just like you were talking about, the biggest problem here for Hawley is that can they come to a stop? They're going to sit in a 4, looks just about like a 6-4 with one guy deep, just going to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. But you'll notice as they're running this, the quarterback always is bowing out to the outside. So you just about have to put one guy on top of it. If you don't, he's going to keep the ball, and you're not going to catch him.
Well, Major Ness on that first play, the Valley City State football commit, picks up a few. Sets up 2nd and 7 here. Strand, just a sophomore at quarterback. But boy, does he have the blue chip experience this Barnesville team needs. A handoff up the middle, and it's about 5 for Connor Kleeman. It'll be 3rd and short. A Barnesville group that does a lot of things well, and they've done it for a while. They've won the last 9 section titles. They have been a thorn in everybody's side.
Yeah, they've had a great run, and, you know, if you go back beyond that, it was Hawley's run, and now it's Barnesville's run. Hawley's trying to get it back.
Strand under center once again. Kleeman, Halverson, and Ness in the backfield. There's a whistle. And a flag. Looks like the Trojan offense is going to move back.
Looks like the Nuggets were in the neutral zone.
Neutral zone infraction. White, 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that's just a frustrating situation to be in early here if you're Hawley. You don't want to give this Barnesville offense anything. They already take enough.
Yeah.
Especially on 3rd down here.
Hawley's coached pretty well. Peter Ness does a great job at Hawley, and these kids are well prepared, are going to play their hearts out, but you don't want to give them yards. Make them earn them.
Well, this Hawley group struggled early on in the season as Ness just refuses to go down. Does eventually pick up a couple.
And Hawley's well schooled on that. The quarterback tried to bow out there. They had a guy right on top of him.
Barnesville 7-3 this season. Their losses earlier this year to Pillager and Staples Motley, two real high-quality groups. Strand is going to keep it, just turns around, there's plenty of space. Jacob Strand up the middle to about the 30. Craig, that play was unbelievable. He was looking at the opposite end zone after handing that off to nobody. Just turned around, had 10, 15 yards of empty space.
That's the old play that they used to run the play, power play, and then check it back with the quarterback. And, boy, that hole was wide open, and he made a good run off that one.
Honestly, it's early, but that's a gutsy call for a quarterback to have no awareness of your surroundings and have to turn into something you just don't know what's going to happen behind you.
Yeah.
Halverson able to gain a couple on the ground here.
Typical Barnesville drive, pound the rock. Hopefully you'll break one deep, but, if we get 3-4 yards every play, we're going to get a first down. And the other thing they're doing is keeping the ball away from Hawley's offense.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing that just drains confidence out of an opponent when you don't see the ball until halfway into the quarter.
Exactly.
Strand is going to keep it on his hip around the end. He has a first down very nearly. He trickles down as Charlie Steer was there ready to lay the boom.
Yeah.
They give him just enough to move the chains.
And that's all the schemes of this offense, to fake, keep it, and then you got a little quarterback that can run and try to catch me.
And he is impressive. Over 700 yards rushing this season for Mr. Strand. 13 touchdowns, including 5 last weekend against Pelican Rapids in that 66-36 victory. Halverson has it, but is tripped up by himself. He still picks up about 8.5 there.
Yeah, another thing you're going to see in this offense is the fullback, which sitting right behind the quarterback, is they're going to try to run inside trap plays. And the trap play can run from right over the top of the center, but it can also go all the way outside the tackle depending on how the defense lines up. And it's really hard to read.
At the 15 here, Barnesville won the first matchup between these two earlier on this season, 38-36. Kleeman has space, dropped at the 5. And I was speaking with Brian Strand earlier today, and he said that is exactly what killed the Nuggets when they played them the first time. He knew when they ran that inside trap, it would be successful every single time. Yeah. Here today, he thought they might try and cover the outside a little bit more. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
Well, I know Peter Nass is not going to let them try to run that inside trap play again, because you're right, they burned that thing pretty good. There's a good defensive stand by Hawley.
Inside at that, it's Kleeman dropped for not much. Kosmatka, one of the leading tacklers for the Nuggets, comes up on that play to make the stop at the 5.
Notice Hawley will be in a 4-front, but sometimes if that's not working, they'll jump into a 5. This time it looks like they're in a 5-front with 4 linebackers.
Well, 2nd and goal here. The Barnesville Trojans looking to strike first. The handoff to Kleeman. He has space, falling into the end zone. The first 6 on the board. And it goes to Kleeman. 300 yards on this season. He picks up his 3rd touchdown.
Yeah, you think that Halverson and Ness was going to get it, but Kleeman was the one with getting the touchdown on the first drive.
And that's what they do so well, right? They don't run really one guy into the ground. They spread out the touches. They spread
unbalanced.
out the love.
Give it to Ness.
He tries to fight through contact, but he's stuffed up the middle.
Yeah, good job by the defensive line from Hawley to stop that. And anytime you're getting in these types of games where you got to go for 2, that 2-point conversion becomes big.
Tucker Anderson, the leading playmaker for Hawley there. And now it gives us time to talk about the Cinderella group that find themselves down once again. This Hawley team started the year 1-6, Craig. they weren't really given much of a shot coming into this section tournament, but they pulled off a couple upsets. They beat Warroad. They beat the number 1 overall seed Frazee a week ago. They've got everything on the table here, and they, just a few weeks ago, felt like they maybe had nothing.
Well, it's how you play at the end of the year, not at the beginning. And one of the first games they played at the beginning of the year was Warroad, and Warroad got them. But then they turned around and beat them, and then made the big victory over Frazee at Frazee that put them in here. But I watched them play a number of games, and up into when they were playing DGF, and DGF's got a good team. They were ahead of DGF 21-7 early in the game. DGF, of course, came back in the second half, but they've got the firepower to get the ball down the field. Who's going to play quarterback for them? We're going to find out when they step up here. Is it going to be Hadley or is it going to be Mithun?
The 2 QB system, it's worked all season, and Peter Nats asked his group midway through this year, just believe in this team. It's bobbled by Charlie Steer. He picks it up and makes his way to about the 28 before being taken down. But that's now back-to-back kickoffs we've seen bobbled by these two sides. So let's talk about that quarterback situation, Craig. You've got Brody Hadley, who started the season at quarterback, the junior. He got injured a couple weeks into the year, so it gave Hudson Midtune, just a freshman, the opportunity to get some starting reps, and he had success with this group. So throughout the year, even with Hadley healthy, he's stuck. And actually in the backfield here, it's going to be a direct snap to Lincoln Midtune.
Yeah, here's his, let's run something different.
He is going to get wrapped up in the backfield. The man who had the first touchdown in the game, Kleeman, comes up with a big-time tackle.
Yeah, didn't fool Barnesville at all. Tried to run a little gadget play there with running, a spread out with his brother carrying the ball. That just didn't work. Now they're behind the down markers, so let's see what they can get done here.
Lincoln Midtune, one of the leading rushers this season. The junior can't do much there, but here's Charlie Steer taken across to about the 32. It was a pass from Brody Hadley. And when you take a look at the numbers over the last 3, Midtune, 22 passes for 244 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hadley almost mirroring those stats, 29 passes, 245 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They're a yard off with the same amount of touchdowns. How could you go to one guy over the other?
They're both very capable.
It's Hadley here on this first drive. Running back to his left and right. He's going to take it. Look to throw. To the edge. It's Steer. Broken up. Adam Brandon, the senior, the corner on that play to make it 4th down for the Nuggets. Steer targeted heavily here on this first drive.
Yeah, Charlie Steer is really, really good football player with really good speed, but tried to run an out pattern, try to get the first down, and well covered.
It's the similar strategy we saw in game 1. He had 5 targets, but just 1 reception against Barnesville earlier this year. They're going to have to punt. And give it back to Barnesville. This one is not going to go far. It might not make it past the 50. It doesn't. Did it touch a Trojan?
Yes, it did.
Charlie Steer comes up with it. The Nuggets catch a break. Unbelievable. Well, that's the type of luck you need in a section title game.
You need something good to happen, and that's really changed things right away. So Hawley's got life again, where Barnesville's going to have great field position.
I don't know what you call that punt. Peter Nance probably doesn't want to see it again, but it does work out in Hawley's favor. And who else at quarterback here? They switch it up on their quote-unquote second drive here.
Yeah, there's Mithun in there, just a freshman, but
he has
shown he can play the game.
Against Barnesville, with Hadley out earlier this year, he was 13 for 28, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. We'll see how he performs after they lose a couple yards on the first play of this Suedo's second drive. Set up by the muffed punt by Barnesville. He rolls out. He's hit as he throws. It's off a couple helmets. Jetvig takes a hard hit. And it sets up 3rd and 12 with 4:31 left in the first quarter.
So it shows he's very capable of getting outside and throwing it right on there, but a good hit. Barnesville's out there. Their secondary is coming up, hitting, and doing a good job of coverage.
So we'll see what they draw up on 3rd down here. Remember, Hawley not afraid to throw. They do run a run-heavy offense.
But they'll throw the football.
Dropping back mid-tune.
Little crosser.
Looking left. Oh, he just sailed it over Steele.
Yeah.
He was wide open.
Yeah.
He would have had 20 on that play. He had nobody in front of him.
Mid-Thune just a little too much.
A little excited, right?
Yeah, and overthrew him a little bit.
He saw 6 on the scoreboard with that connection, but
They'll come back to that one.
so the second punt, Liam Peterson put one only about 20 yards the first time he sent it off his right foot. But a muffed punt, put it back in the hands of the Nuggets. Here, it's a much better punt. Flies across the 25, and it's taken for about 6 yards by Jacob Strand. How often do you see a team employ their quarterback on punt and kickoff returns?
Well, many years ago, that his brother, Michael Strand, was a quarterback, but he also returned kicks. They're like clones just about in how they play. Quick,
Well,
not very big, quick. Michael ended up playing corner and D-back at Morehead State, so
he's now on the coaching staff here with
Yep.
Brian, so,
Yep.
he gets to coach up his younger brother.
he's probably his little brother here has watched him play a lot.
From water boy to starting QB, Klayman, who has been the hot hand here early, picks up about 8. That's the special thing about this group. You have Cam Halverson, almost 1,200 yards this year. Major Ness, about 600. Klayman with 300 is the guy they're going to here early because
Yep.
he's having the most success.
Yep.
It's a lot of, usage just based on success. They're not always riding the depth chart.
Well, Hawley's kind of geared up to stop Halverson and Ness and forgot about this guy.
He's on that far side, and it's going to be Strand getting it here. He has room around the edge, tripped up, and boy, he could have gone for a lot more. Sitting around midfield.
Good block on the outside. That was a great block by number 34, Amundsen, out here making a block so that he can spring it to the outside.
They're the unsung heroes of this power T triple option offense. Holding those blocks on the edge is
Yep.
what sets up so many of those big plays. Strand under center once again. Who has it? It's Ness, chopped down just across midfield. Sometimes you feel like you're flipping a coin when you look at where that ball is handed
Yeah.
off.
Tough to see. That's the deception of this offense, is to do as much you can so that they cannot or can't see where that ball is.
Second and about 7. It's a handoff off the middle. Halverson hit initially, and he's driven down by Colton Klages
Yeah, that's
and
it.
company.
That's an inside trap play where Major Ness going through there faking without the ball. They're tackling the quarterback, and there's Halverson trying to run that inside trap play. But Hawley did a nice job. 3rd and 7.
That was a big-time play. Halverson, just a bowling ball.
And a heck of a wrestler. I think he was runner-up last year at the state tournament in wrestling.
You're absolutely right. Strand here on 3rd down. He's going to keep it himself. Has room up the middle. Tries to shed a tackler, but it's enough for a 1st down. Moving the chains once again for the Trojans.
That was that play he ran earlier. They call that check sneak. So
If it
you
ain't broke.
check to the right side, get everybody flowing that way and then turn back. And they kind of run a little trap play inside where they pull that right guard and kick them out. And, boy, what a nice hole.
What they have been drawing up has been working here early. The first 15 for Barnesville. Just what the doctor ordered. 6-0 our score here late in the first quarter. It was a Connor Kleeman touchdown. And here's Strand throwing. A flag has been thrown as Parker Strom can't corral that pass from Strand. We'll see what the ruling is as the flag came out early.
Yeah, just a little fake inside, but nice read by the outside backer there for Hawley to stay with him.
We'll wait for the official call here.
Looks like we got a penalty on Barnesville.
Seems like that with the pointed fingers.
20.
Wow.
10-yard penalty from the
So
previous
a
spot.
penalty against Jackson Schenk is going to move the chains
Give me first down.
for Barnesville.
Shank's probably playing that linebacker spot, and the end came off, and he got caught, and instead of running with him, grabbed him so he couldn't get into his route.
Schenk, another one of the leading tacklers for this Hawley group, 42 tackles this season, trying to play a little man coverage. Got lost a little bit. So here's Strand setting up under center at the 30. Ness in motion. It's a pitch to Halverson. Makes a cutback, but gets rolled up around the 26.
Hawley again has switched a little bit of their defense. Now they're going back to that forefront, but it looks like the free safety has come right up and playing middle linebacker, and there's no deep help anymore.
Well, you're not scared of anything going over the top, right?
No, you don't have to worry about that. The thing you're going to have to worry about is if Major Ness comes in motion and goes into the flat and those tight ends running seam routes. But it looks like they're sitting right on top of those ends.
Ness can really kill you with some of those plays in the
Here
flat.
he comes.
That's Kleeman, but it's a handoff to Ness up the middle. He's stood up. Picks up about 2. He was hit hard on that play, and he's the last one to get up from the turf here at the Fargo Dome.
3rd and 3, just kind of where Barnesville likes to be. 3rd and 3. We got 2 downs to pick that thing up, and most of the time you can't stop them for those 3 downs or 3 yards and 2 downs.
Section 8-2A title game. Barnesville and Hawley on 3rd down. It's Connor Kleeman trucking his way for a first down plus more.
Good surge by the line play of Barnesville.
And it's been a really impressive performance from the senior running back, Kleeman.
That was Alex Fromming and Cody Mostu up there leading the way. And every time it seems like Kleeman has come through on that running play that he's getting 10 to 12 yards.
Barnesville had 6-0 here as Hawley's defense looks to put the brakes on an offense that has been all gas here early. Clamine, the first touchdown. It was his 3rd of the year. He was already all section last year. So that's the type of hand that this Hawley defense has dealt. You're looking at Jacob Strand, 700 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns as a sophomore, and then 3 running backs who are all worthy.
Yeah, and Jacob last year had to step in for Bullgreen, who was their starting quarterback last year. They got hurt in this section final game.
We will take a quick break here on WDAY ahead of the second quarter of action. Blink and you miss it. Coming back into the second quarter, just 7 seconds in. Jacob Strand powers home a touchdown for Barnesville. And it's now 12-0 Trojans. A broken play out to the outside. Strand brings it home. And it's a big-time lead for Barnesville. They're going for 2, which they could not convert after the first touchdown. Strand has space, pops it over, and it's incomplete, nearly intercepted, but it falls harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, Strand took a hit there. Hawley did a good job defending that. They tried to get the receiver out in the flat, and he was covered. So Barnesville's got 2 touchdowns, but no extra points, so that makes a difference. All Hawley's got to do is get one down.
Still a 2-score game right now. You still got to drive the field, which Barnesville has been able to do rather effortlessly. For Hawley, it was a struggle. They technically had 2 drives.
Yeah, Hawley's got to put a drive together here, because the way it looks, Barnesville's going to go down the field and score just about every time they have the ball and take time off the clock. So Hawley's got to put a drive together to get it down the field here.
Well, they'll kick off for the second time tonight. The first was bobbled. Only brought the Nuggets to about the 25. 11:53 here to go in the second quarter. It's already a 12-0 Barnesville lead. Connor Clemene scored the first touchdown. Strand the second, both on the ground. To about the 33, Lane Lem, the junior, brings it out for Hawley.
This is an important series for Hawley.
Well, how do you set the tone here early? They like to go to the rushing game early in drives, but this is a solid defensive line.
Yeah,
for
Barnesville have been playing pretty well. Let's see if they can establish something. Hawley back to a traditional I-back set.
They got the massive Carson Smith in the middle, number 77. But right around him, the handoff to Charlie Steer.
Yeah, Charlie Steer sitting in as tailback. Generally, he's sitting out in the wide receiver, but they put him in there, hopefully he can get some yards up the middle. Now he's back at his wide receiver spot.
Well, just trying to find a rhythm here offensively is the goal. Second and long. If they can complete a couple passes, here's Hadley at QB. They can really get in business offensively. It's another handoff here. Lincoln Midtune taken down around the 36.
Nice job, Major Ness on the outside linebacker, setting the edge, made him turn inside, and coming back from Clemene came from way back at playing that defensive end on his side and ran him down.
Well, and what the Hawley offense needs to do, a lot of these guys play 2 ways, so it's not like they're saving much energy when the defense goes out, but they just want to give themselves chances offensively. Big third down. Hadley going for it all. Nearly caught. Midtune just had a swat of hand out there.
Yeah, good coverage again. Broke that one up. Pretty good pass play. Hit him in the hand, but Barnesville's playing really good defense.
Brings up another fourth down, the third for Hawley. So they're going to put it back in the hands of Barnesville with 10:19 to go in the second quarter. Patterson punting it away.
Good
Real
punt.
Nice strike here. It takes a Hawley bounce, and it'll drop near the 13. Ness tries to push his way forward. Some extracurriculars there towards the end with him and Jetvig.
It must have hit the Barnesville kid, because Major Ness wanted to pick that thing up.
Nevertheless, play blown dead. And sets up a very long journey for Barnesville. The way this team operates, boy, they could take their time. They could take the rest of the quarter getting all the way down the field.
Yeah, this could be a 5-6 minute drive.
The handoff to Strand. He has the edge, cuts back inside, makes a couple defenders miss, and he picks up about 22. How about Jacob Strand just punched one in for a touchdown 7 seconds into this quarter. Couple minutes later, he puts this drive in motion.
And you can see why he's getting yards. And he scored all those touchdowns last week.
Real nice movement east to west,
Absolutely.
Right? Real shifty. Hand off to Halverson here. He has
There's
space.
That inside trap.
He's got the edge.
You're not going to catch
Cam
him.
Halverson. 25-20, say goodbye. It's the third touchdown of the first half for the Barnesville Trojans. And the first for number 43.
That's that inside trap play. One that Nance was all worried about, and he broke that thing and he hit it.
And he's got just that big burly speed. About 200 pounds. And he scores his 15th touchdown of the season. You know what he did last year in this game? 270 yards.
Wow.
Picks up about 65 there. But on the two-point conversion, they fall up short for the third straight time. It's 18-0, still a three-score game. But what an oddity here early for Barnesville.
Yeah, 18-0. Tried to come back to Colleen, and he just didn't get in.
But what a performance here early for the run game. The Barnesville Trojans make me eat my words a little bit here early. Thought they could take the quarter with 10:06 remaining, starting at their own 13. They take 30 seconds.
Well, when you got backs like Halverson and Ness, Colleen looks like more of the power guy. And then, of course, the quarterback and Jacob Strand, it doesn't take long sometimes.
Well, what was that drive? A Jacob Strand 20-yard run,
and
then a Cam Halverson 60?
Inside trap play for 60-some.
Good Lord. Remember Barnesville in that first game against Hawley, they went up 35-18 before Hawley was able to make it a game. Lost by just 2. 38-36.
Hawley had some good success throwing the football in that game, and right now they have not completed really anything to the outside, and they can't run the football against Barnesville's defense. So, you know, when you start getting to a point where they're taking away one thing that you do well, it makes it tough offensively.
The third kickoff this evening.
Nice
and
tackle.
Eddie Olson does not go anywhere. And you look at some of those big benefactors on this Hawley roster in that matchup against Barnesville earlier this year. We saw them hit them earlier. Lincoln Midtune had nearly 200 all-purpose yards in that game on 14 touches.
Yeah, now he's back in the game, so...
He was a game breaker, too, just a couple weeks ago against Roseau. Had 8 catches, 214 yards, 3 touchdowns. The kid's unreal when you put the ball in his hands.
Quarterback draw. Here he comes.
There goes the younger brother. Hudson Midtune, just a freshman. A firework to start this drive.
That's what Hawley needed. A little positive yardage to get her going.
And that's what you wonder. Do they ride the hot hand in a game like this?
You know,
it's still Midtune in at quarterback. Just a freshman. Came in because of Hadley's injury as the whistle blows this play dead.
and motion by Barnesville. Yeah, you know, they're switching quarterbacks. Maybe you're going to have to make a decision here what's working best.
They have similar skill sets, but if it ain't broke, why change it? They've won 3 straight.
Full start, 66. 5-yard penalty, we repeat the down.
So Hawley taking the heel toe express back to their own end zone. It'll set up 1st and 15. They need a counter punch with 9 seconds remaining in this second quarter.
Well, the guy that can make that happen is Steer, sitting here on the inside here. Getting the ball in his hand can make it happen.
They're going to hand it off, and it is immediately swarmed by the Barnesville defense. Colton Klages. And he was another one of those players who had a big-time game against Barnesville earlier this year. He had 14 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown, all season highs.
Yeah, there just wasn't much room there to run.
No.
Barnesville's number 74 came down the line and made a nice play.
Owen Torkelson, big kid, big-time player. This time, a little bit more room for Klages. But he just gets back to the line to gain. It's going to be 3rd and very long. They're going to need a big-time completion on this play. They have completed just one pass. It was from Hadley.
Yeah, Hawley's just have to establish something here. I think it's a little bit of grab this and do that. What are they going to hang their hat on here?
Trips right on the top of your screen for mid-tune. The freshman will take it himself. He's knocked down near the 49.
But that's what he can do. He can take off and run.
Well, it sets up about 4th and 6.
So,
what I've liked about this Hawley group, 55% on their 4th down conversions this year. Do they go for that opportunity?
Well, let's take a look. Peterson's going back to punt, but also is a good situation to fake it.
You're at midfield, but Peterson punting for potentially the 4th time. He'll let it go. This one a line drive to Ness. He'll take it in the gut. Sheds a tackler. Makes another miss. He's tripped up and now thrown down near the 23.
Yeah, you think he was going to get free, but Hawley rallied to the ball and made a nice tackle.
And it looks like there's an injury there. It's Dylan Hoekstra.
Officials timeout.
Who's down on field here for Hawley. The junior. Hands towards his helmet as he'll get checked on. Well, about a quarter and a half into this one. Section championship, 8-2A, Barnesville and Hawley. It's an 18-0 game. Ryan McNamara, Craig Anderson with you. And Craig, as this Hawley group defensively comes back out, how do they establish their defense against a Hawley team that has really been able to run all over them?
Well, they're doing the right thing. They got 4 guys up. They got 4 actually, you got 5 linebackers up there. So it's not like they're not putting people in the right spots. It's a matter of the guys up front starting to make plays. But the execution of Barnesville has been really good. They ran that inside trap play for 60-some yards, and, tough to see sometimes. And Jacob Strand has done a really good job faking that inside dive play, and then he's pulling it and getting to the perimeter with a good block.
Well, Hoekstra able to get up off the field under his own power and a walk-off. And, yeah, you're absolutely right about that Trojan team. Everyone has had a hot hand here early. Clemeen scores the first touchdown. Strand punches in the second. And Cam Halverson motors down the field about 60, 65 yards.
Yeah, they've done a good job.
Third. With 6:55 to go in the second quarter, Barnesville will start their 4th offensive drive, trying to make it 4 for 4 with their trips on field. Not much gain.
Yeah, there's a good stop to start it off with. Again, Hawley sitting up there forefront. Got another lineman sitting right off the center, kind of in a rover situation, running with I'm sure how the quarterback is stepping. And so made a good stop. Now they just got to come up with another one, play one down at a time.
It's a start. 2nd and 10 here for this fearsome Triple T. How about this? The rare throw, Strom over his head.
Had a chance, just overthrew him a little bit. Just a one-man route.
Makes it 3rd down and 10, but this is a Barnesville team. Plays every down like it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and watching teams that run this power T 3rd and long always has become that inside trap play where people aren't looking for it. So let's see if they run it.
Strand under center, he does it again. Has some space, and he gets a 1st down. Oh, the horror here on Halloween. This run game.
Check sneak again.
Jacob Strand, time and time again, like clockwork.
Every time.
3rd and 10, doesn't matter. It's a run up the middle. Simple but effective.
Yep.
So a fresh set of downs. Under halfway to go in this 2nd quarter. A handoff up the middle. It's Strand.
That time it's Strand on a keeper. Faked inside, backside, and then countered the other way and just followed his running back up the hole.
You can see the frustration starting to build for some of those Hawley players on field. There's Tucker Anderson there, number 51, a little beside himself after another successful run play. It sets up 2nd and 2. Strand has really come into his full form.
He is playing good football right now. You can see how confident he is in what he's doing.
We're going to give it to him again. Picks up the 1st down and more. Gets about a half yard across midfield. Strand checking the play sheet as he jogs into the huddle. This Barnesville group, it's a dime a dozen with this backfield. Major Ness, spin move, but he's met. Dropped for a loss. Hawley gets the step they needed.
Tried to get him on a sweep to the outside, but Hawley stood tall in that play. They've contained Ness really well.
Halverson and Clemene and Strand have been the problem.
Yep.
Can't go 1 for 4.
Seems like every time Barnesville's got in a 3rd or 2nd and long, they found an answer to get some positive yards.
Strand has it, but he's wrapped up by Anderson. Whistle blown multiple times.
Yeah, Hawley's trying to call a timeout.
Yeah. And they'll get one here.
Timeout.
With 4 minutes remaining. Hawley is going to take a breather here ahead of a massive 3rd down. All right, Craig, you look at this group. They do make the rare pass, but just earlier on this drive, it was 3rd and 10.
Yep.
The deception worked perfectly. Strand took it 11 yards.
Yeah, they ran that check sneak over there.
Defensively, what do you draw up here? What are you looking for to make this stop? Give it back to your offense with 4 minutes to go in the 1st half.
I don't think you're going to do anything different than that they have. Just hopefully that you got your guys in position so they can make the stop here.
This Hawley defense begging for a break.
I think Hawley's hoping that, hey, if we can get a stop and we can get the ball back, let's get a drive down and we can score right before the half. That changes the makeup of this game.
Barnesville, who has won 9 straight section titles, the 2 seed in the section. And Hawley struggled early on this year. They finish as the 5 seed, playing Cinderella. Strand around the edge. He just puts it up for Ness. And it's bobbled and dropped.
Ooh.
That is a big-time miscue. And I heard the collective sigh of relief from across the stadium on that Hawley sideline.
And there was Ness in the flat. And
they were dead to rights, Craig. Yeah. Ness was wide open.
All he had to do was catch it. I think he figured, nobody's around me. Let me take off and run, and he forgot the ball.
You know the amount of film Brian Strand and his group watches. That might be on tape this week. So for the first time today, with 3:53 to go in the second quarter, Strand is going to boot it away. Oh, it's nearly blocked. Almost coming up big.
Yeah, that was close.
It was Jackson Schenk who got called for a penalty earlier in this game. He early pulled off a turnover.
Well, you got 3 minutes left. Hawley's got 2 timeouts left. They get the ball into Steer's hand. They can make a big play and change the makeup of this thing. So let's see what they come up with. Hadley's back at quarterback. He's probably a little better thrower.
At a lesser level, it is also a massive deck for this Hawley Nuggets group. Here it's a carry out to the edge. Charlie Steer, the man you just mentioned, picks up the first down and more.
Good blocking on the outside, but his speed got him to the perimeter.
Broke a couple tackles, and Steer is one of 5 players with at least 200 all-purpose yards.
Wow, he's a good football player. Burning speed.
Has 150 yards and 2 touchdowns over the last 3 games, all victories for Hawley. They are going to need him tonight.
Same play this time. Nice play by Major Ness.
32. He's dropped at the 32. Major Ness, he hasn't been able to make the explosive play on offense, but boy, he's been a brick wall defensively.
Yeah, he's played great defense.
58 tackles this season, 3 for a loss for the senior running back committed to Valley City State. Committed just before the season. It is Hadley back at quarterback. Shotgun. Makes the throw to the sideline. Caught. Wyatt Jetvig.
Yeah, and there's another weapon.
It moves the chains very nearly. What are they going to do? Chain gang is leaning that way, but they're going to stay where they are. It is about a yard between the Nuggets and the first down.
I think that's a first down. They got to move the
finally.
chains.
After much deliberation, Craig.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been that hard. I mean, the field's the field.
Are they going to... They're going to change the spot here, it looks like. And they're going to stop things. 2:32 on the clock.
They already moved the sticks.
Right. They can't. Well, they're going to have to do some. They're going to have to go back in time here. They're going to, all right, show the exact place where the first down marker originally was.
Well, if the marker is at the 42-yard line, then it is short. The only problem this does is it just takes time off the clock for Hawley.
Clock's going to move now. 3rd and inches. And another whistle. Play blown. So 9 seconds have been taken off the clock, by the way, between this confusion and its start.
Reset the game clock to 2:32.
There we go. Explanation.
There you got it.
Start on the snap.
And they're not going to let time trickle away.
They need all the time they can get in this drive.
They're at their own, let's call it 41 and a half. They need a fall forward here.
Yeah, they got to get a first down, and then they can start attacking right away.
3rd and inches after the initial call. Here we go. That's enough.
Peterson gets that first down.
He had a massive game last week against Frazee, nearly 60 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns as he moves the chains there.
Clock is running.
They're going to need a big strike in the pass game. Hadley dropping back.
Remember that pass we found before? There it is.
Nice strike. He finds Steer. It's only about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, Eli Amundsen was not there the first go-around, but this time he was right there.
Solid tackle to make it 2nd and long with under 2 to go now. Hadley rolling right. The throw over the middle. Lincoln Midtune.
Great throw.
Great throw, great catch, and those two actually very close friends, so maybe a closer mind-to-mind connection than most.
There you go. That was awfully done very well. Hadley fired that ball in there on the run.
That was a really great throw. And yeah, you're absolutely right. A tight window. We're going to see the first timeout of this drive called for Barnesville.
Timeout, Barnesville.
Coach Tran going to call timeout, get them organized a little bit. He's got 2 of them in his pockets. He may as well use them.
Brody Hadley connecting with Lincoln Midtune. Big time play. Set them up at the 37 with 1:27 to go. First down. You don't have much time to keep putting the ball in the gut of one of your running backs here, Craig. You're going to have to keep throwing.
But Nuggets got 2 timeouts, so plenty of time. Again, they got to have a couple of those strikes, so.
Brody Hadley has been up for the challenge, though, so far in this drive.
This is what they need to do, get the ball out and throw the ball around a little bit and get it to their receivers, Jetvig and Steer.
Well, it'll be Barnesville starting with possession in the second half. It was Hawley.
Yeah, they went 3 and out, so Barnesville's going to get the ball to start second half, so they got to hopefully put some points in because it sure looks like Barnesville's going to go down the field.
With Hadley at quarterback in shotgun, drops back, is immediately rushed, has to get out of it, he's taken down.
Yeah, good pressure on that. Just rushing 4 guys.
Strom and Colleen pick up half each. That was big time to keep the clock moving. 1:05 to go. Hadley once again, quick to throw. He's going for it all. He has a man. It's picked off. Major Ness. That ball hung in the air for way too long, and Major Ness made Brody Hadley pay. What are they going to call here? Incomplete or a flag?
They got a flag. I think Major Ness had a little too much
fun? It's Halloween. Come on, Craig. And with a couple big-time tackles and that interception, he is putting a scare on this Hawley team.
Well, it was a great play by him. You just said not long ago he probably hasn't done a whole.
Number 3. After the interception, it's going to be half the distance to go. First down.
And he's probably hasn't done a whole lot on offense, but he's been really playing well defensively.
Well, it is his 4th interception of the season. And very timely at that.
Absolutely. You thought that was going to be a catch, and he just took it away.
I mean, Midtune, to his credit, had a lot of space tailing towards that pylon, but that ball just hung in the air.
Yeah, just a little bit too much.
Ness had time to catch up and made him pay. So a handoff up the middle.
There's Ness again in that inside trap.
And it's Halverson
Or
with
Alverson,
the carry.
not Ness.
But he gets them out of their own cellar
Yeah.
to the 20 with 48 seconds and counting. And as we saw earlier, we saw this team score in 35 seconds. They don't get much on a new set of downs. Halverson stopped.
I think with Barnesville up 3 touchdowns here and getting the ball in the second, they're going to play a little conservative here.
Do they know what that word is? Strand gets dropped around the 25. And now with under 20 seconds to go, he's helped up there by Jetvig. But time will trickle away here in the first half. It's an 18-0 Barnesville lead. Clamine had the first touchdown, but 2 in the second from Strand and Halverson. It is all Trojans here early on WDAY in the Section 8-2A championship game. Hawley is going to need a response in the second half, but we'll send it to break. Welcome back to WDAY in between the half. Between Barnesville and Hawley, Ryan McNamara and Craig Anderson with you. And here warming up on field is our next game today. Section 8 3A championship coming up after the conclusion of this one. So after Hawley and Barnesville, we're going to get Thief River Falls and DGF. Really cool story on field for Thief River Falls. Their 2 leaders, Bridger Wilcox and Spencer Anderson, they hadn't played football since 8th grade. Now a senior and junior respectively. They're back on field leading the Prowlers. Super, super cool. For DGF, they're one of the top teams in this section with a very similar run game to the Barnesville group that they nearly beat earlier this year, Craig. It's going to be a fun second one here on WDAY.
I think so. You know, Thief River's had a good run just like Hawley's had coming in.
Absolutely.
Probably weren't expected to be here, but during the 2 games they played in the section, they beat 2 really good football teams to get in here, so they're ready to play DGF here just about every year and ready to go.
They're no stranger to success, right? They've got a lot of talent in their running back room.
Yeah, they're going to pound the ball just like Barnesville does, a little different way, but they both have the similar things that they do, so it'll be fun to watch how both of these teams shake out when they come on the field.
Well, the one we have continuing in about 8.5 minutes, Barnesville and Hawley, it has been all Trojans. Clamine, Strand, Halverson, the 3 touchdowns. The Nuggets haven't been able to stop that run game.
No, they haven't. And, you know, Barnesville, I think, just settled her down a little bit to go in at halftime with a lead, but they're going to come out the second half. Hawley's putting 4, 5, they just about have 11 guys in the box trying to stop that, but they just can't come up with that one big stop to get the ball back, and they haven't been able to drive the field and put the ball in the end zone, so something they're going to have to change in the second half.
You mentioned that offensive side of the ball. Yeah, they had chances, and the best chance was at the end of the half. They're just soul-crushing the interception from Major Ness to just end the drive where it stood.
Yeah, we thought, geez, that pass is there. Mithun is going to get a chance to get it in, but Major Ness came out of nowhere and made a great interception.
Well, we'll send it to another break here on WDAY, but about 7.5 minutes between us and the second half between Hawley and Barnesville. 18-0 our score here at the Fargo Dome between Barnesville and Hawley. Our Section 8 2A championship game. Barnesville, the 2 seed, Hawley, the 5 seed. They've made quite a run to get here. Wins over War Road and the overall 1 seed Frazee to set themselves up for success. It was 24-14 over Frazee. And a really impressive performance for this group, including Liam Pedersen, who had 58 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns against Frazee in that game. But for Barnesville, they have dominated their competition. 66-36, a victory over Pelican Rapids on October 25th. That was in the section semi. In the section quarters against Roseau, 65-32. They have put up 60-plus back-to-back weeks. A little bit slower of a pace, but the defense has certainly stood up to the test. 18-0. Still a 3-score deficit as we sit about 4 minutes away from a second half of football here on WDAY. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Welcome back to the Section 8 2A championship game. Couple minutes away from a second half kickoff here. Ryan McNamara, Craig Anderson with you. Barnesville 7-3 on the year, and they sure looked the part in this game. 18-0 lead. Hawley, what is the answer, Craig, in the second half for them?
I think you found the answer in the second half with what they did driving down the field. They were able to get the ball out in the perimeter. Maybe they're going to have Hadley play more at quarterback because he threw the ball pretty well there. And I think they're going to have to come up with something. But that drive they had, that's typical Hawley. Got him down there. Ness just made a great interception down there. But back again, I don't know if they're going to stop the Trojans. Trojans are going to probably score 2 more touchdowns at least. Hawley's going to have to come up with some big scores. So if they can score and get the extra points, they could literally score 3 or 4 touchdowns. Is that going to be enough? But we're going to have to see how it works out. But Barnesville gets the ball in the kickoff. So
right,
if they go down, drive down the score, that just compounds things.
Well, and for Hawley, the break that they got, the one break that they got, it came right after a 3-and-out on their first drive, a muffed punt that set them up at about the 45-yard line of their own. They struggled to make their way across the logo for most of the first half. Yeah,
Barnesville just played. I thought Barnesville defensively was really good that first about quarter and a half, or just about 2 quarters. And their offense, except for getting the 2-point conversions in there, are right on cue with them.
Well, we'll see how they respond. Both teams warm up here with the couple minutes they have ahead of the second half. But for Barnesville, it's just that triple action that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No. And Brian Strand, their head coach, he has been a long time in this conference, in this section. He's a football sicko. He loves the game. I don't think he can stop watching. He told me last night he was so bored that he just had to throw the games on that were being played here at the Fargo Dome already.
Yeah, that's what he does. He grew up in a football family. His dad was a football coach in Southland Adams, Hall of Famer. He learned the game. His stepfather, or his father-in-law, was was a football coach at Park Rapids, Andy McCarty. A lot of what he runs is Andy McCarty stuff. Now they put in that power tee that they learned from Elk River, and they're pretty powerful in what they do.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool football family, huh? For Brian Strand, as you mentioned, his father and father-in-law, both in the Minnesota Coaching Hall of Fame. He's a longtime head coach. One son plays at MSUM. One son was the quarterback on that 2010 state runner-up team, and the other is now starting on a team that is a game, a half really, away from another state tournament appearance.
Yeah, it's a football family. They get together, and I'm sure they talk football a lot.
They talk circles around me. But here, a couple minutes to go ahead of a second half here. How do you really approach this game offensively? You already have an 18-point lead. You absolutely don't want to put your foot on the brake at all. How do you continue to impose your will like they did in the first half?
I think they're just going to come back, and here we go. This is what we're going to run. You can put whatever defense you have out there. You can't stop us. We're going to go down the field and score. Defensively, they've got to try to find ways, Barnesville, to keep Steer from hitting a big one, because that can change the game in a hurry. But Hawley in this series is really important. They're going to try to get Barnesville any way they can from not getting in the end zone, and hopefully it's a 3-and-out.
Well, it has been very tough to keep them out of the end zone this season. Between Strand, Halverson, and Ness, they have scored over 30 touchdowns combined this year. I think on that Hawley end, Lincoln Midtoon, he's the only kid with over 1,000 yards from scrimmage this year. He's got 6 touchdowns rushing. He's got a couple more on the receiving end. So between Steer and Midtoon, you just got to keep feeding those kids the ball.
Yep. And you got to find a way. They've had trouble a little bit running the football, so maybe they're going to have to go to that passing attack.
Well, you know what I've really liked is those throws over the middle. They've created space doing that.
Yep. Well, perfect environment to throw the football in. You got this great dome to play in, turf, and no wind.
Well, good Lord, Craig, the way it's been over the last month, you got the wind, the rain. These two teams probably feel like they're playing in the paradise.
Yeah, well, isn't this paradise?
The Fargo Dome absolutely is. Well, seconds tick away, and the second half kickoff coming up momentarily. The Barnesville offense starting out. That power T triple option has been working quite effectively here early. We'll see if they can do it again.
Well, looks like Hawley's going to receive. So we were mistaken.
Maybe I flipped that first touchdown in my head. Either way, I mean, we flipped the conversation a little bit.
But now Hawley's got to tack just like they did to be at the end of the half to get that ball and get it in the end zone. So let's see what they can do.
He can get a leg up on this possession. How can they respond after that interception to end the half?
And there it is right there. Steer. Oh, he just about broke it.
Dropped at about the Hawley 44.
So good field position for Hawley.
That is just what they needed. It was Lane Lem, I believe, making that run up the field. And who starts the half at quarterback? It will be
Midthun,
the freshman. Hadley ended it, so they're going every other here.
Quarterback.
Keeper, and he shakes off a tackler, gets the first down. A spark from the freshman.
Yeah. Well, that first game where both these teams played, that second half belonged to Hawley.
And Midtoon was a driver of that offense.
Yes, he
Over
was.
120 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, mind you. We'll see who he goes to with the arm, if they ever do, as they sit at the 45 after the 10-yard rushing gain from Hudson Midtoon. The freshman quarterback, his older brother Lincoln, a junior. One of the best players on this team. Ball on the turf. He has to drop on it.
Yeah, a little miscue getting the ball, but Hawley's got to keep marching here.
Well, it sets up 2nd and 13. 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah, you can't have any steps back anymore.
He's going to hand it off, and he's
just nothing
swarmed
there
by the Trojan defense. Liam Peterson hit at midfield.
Yeah, and good play, good defensive play by Barnesville up there.
Amundsen has been involved quite a bit defensively. He is once again.
He's a good, not only good blocking end, but he's a good linebacker.
Only wideouts at the top of your screen. It's Midtoon and Steer. He's going for it all. He's got a man, Jackson Schenk. How about that grab? How about that throw to set up the play inside the 15 for the Hawley Nuggets?
Yeah, kind of like that same play that they had right at the end of the half coming across, and Schenk was wide open and got it to him, and he made a big play.
Instead of Hadley throwing, though, it was the freshman.
Yeah, freshman laid it right in there.
Same play, different result, different opportunity here. 2 minutes down in this third quarter. Hawley looking to strike for the first time. Fakes the pass, makes the handoff. Peterson up the middle, chopped at the knees around the 3.
Wow. Nice draw play to Peterson, just about got in there.
2nd and about a yard.
And they got a couple yards, and they got another first down. So this is a good opening drive.
Absolutely right. Well, whatever was said at halftime worked.
Absolutely.
In shotgun Midtoon. It's handed off to Steer. And the ball on the ground after some scrambling. Was it a live ball?
Looks like they're calling it down.
Late heroics will go unnoticed for now from that Barnesville defense.
I think they're looking to see if it's a first down or not.
It is going to be 3rd and inches for now.
I think they're taking a look. Maybe they're going to bring it out and see if it's a first down here. It's awfully close. Well, they're calling it second down. Now we got a penalty.
Well, we could see this.
Offside.
Encroachment.
The defense for Barnesville gets a little too hot to trot. It's
that'll give them the
first
first
goal
down.
anyways. Half the distance to the goal, so they'll sit at the 2.
Now bring up a first and goal to goal.
Mid-tune under center. It's on the ground. Where's the football?
Ooh.
Well, the PA announcer is right. Very close to the goal line.
You couldn't even see who even got on top of that fumble.
Oh, it has to be frustrating for Nats and that Hawley sideline. It's the second bobbled snap on this drive.
Exactly, and one from under center and one from being in shotgun. He's going under center again. It's like a sneak coming.
Mid-tune trying to push in. He's stood up for now. No whistle. And it went sideways.
You got to wonder sometimes how long are we going to sit there and let them push?
That one I felt went a couple seconds too long. But about 2 feet were gained, and it sets up 3rd and goal. They'll do it all over again. Mid-tune, dropped at the knee, ball out again. It's his older brother, Lincoln Mid-tune. Don't worry, I'll clean that up.
Wow.
Hawley for 6.
What a break again. That's 2 in a row back for Hawley. Drop it on one snap, get it back, drop it again, and the other guy picks it up for a touchdown.
Aren't older brothers the best?
Yeah. Here, I'll help you out, kiddo.
Hudson bobbles the snap. That was the 3rd bobbled snap on that drive, but Lincoln Mid-tune, the hero in the backfield. Makes it
and then to pick it up
18-6.
and be able to run it in. That's a new play. You can put that drop play in.
Well, it's the 12th touchdown for Mid-tune this season, and the extra point is off to the left.
Ooh.
18-6 is our score.
Now we got a penalty on the kicker, though, running into the kicker.
You go for 2 with this second chance
absolutely.
at life?
Got a personal foul, roughing the kicker. Number 3, half the distance of the goal. We'll repeat the try.
Well, in the Halloween spirit, Hawley back from the dead a little bit here.
Hawley.
18-6.
Whatever they had at halftime is helping out because 3 fumbles they got back. Running in the kicker. Now they can go for 2. Mid-tune's going to go under center again.
3rd time's the charm. Drops back, hands it off to Lincoln Mid-tune. Tries to jump over everybody, but he's stopped. 7:03 to go in the 3rd. It is officially 18-6.
Again, another big stop by the Trojans. But Hawley gets in and gets a nice drive. Now we got a 2-score game.
Well, what a performance thus far from the Hawley offense. A way to respond in this second half.
Yeah, that was nice. Nice drive. Took a little bit to finish it off, but they got her done. So now we'll have to see if Barnesville can get back into that power tee and drive her down the field again.
Well, for Barnesville, if it ain't broke, right?
They're not going to do anything different. This is what they do. Get ahead, stay ahead. But Hawley's got other notions about that one.
Well, this is a Barnesville team that just a year ago beat Hawley in the section title game 46-22.
Yeah.
Here it's 18-6. The 6th drive of the game for Barnesville. A squib kick that is dropped right on the boot of Lane Bergeron. The freshman just went straight to the turf. Smart play.
Yeah, Lane Bergeron. Hey, look at what I found.
That's probably the most terrifying play as a frontline kickoff man. Do not touch me.
Yeah, let it go by. I don't want to do that, but stopped her and made the play. Barnesville with great field position, sitting in that power tee.
A whistle before the play starts.
Offside on Hawley.
Already momentum for the Barnesville offense.
Encroachment. White 61. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Jaden Alvarado, one of the leading edges.
Gives Barnesville 1st and 5.
Across midfield already. Strand is going to hand it off to Ness. One of his best carries of the game after being a little quiet in that first half. He moves the chains with an 11-yard gain.
Yeah, just that dive play, off-tackle dive play to Ness. Hawley switched up a little bit. Ran their back their forefront. They took their nose guard this time and moved him off the ball, and kind of bringing him on a blitz. So let's see if they continue with that.
Well, you kind of play follow the leader in that situation, right? Just to put a hand on your blocker and go.
We used to call that nose flex.
Another handoff here. It's to Halverson. And boy, he looks like a wrestler out there, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to fight his way through every guy he counters.
Good deception by Barnesville. Hard to see if Halverson does have that ball because the other guys are carrying the fakes out pretty well.
Well, I think one of the more underrated things about this offense is you have a sophomore conducting every little piece of every play.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't hurt that he's the coach's kid.
You're right about that. He's probably known this offense since he could walk, talk, and probably carry a football as he does here. Across the 35 to about the 34.
Get a little chippy out there.
It is.
You have to remember, this is a rivalry.
Why wouldn't it be? Barnesville had the upper hand in last year's title game. And they had the upper hand in the 8 before that, too. 9 straight section titles for this Barnesville group. Looking to make it double digits. Looking to make it 10 as number 10, Connor Clemian, takes it to about the 25.
Yeah, Connor hadn't touched the ball for a while. Hey, Coach, every time I touch it, I can get 10 yards.
Every one of these guys is hungry. But I talked with Strand about that. How do you kind of balance the mouths that you have to feed without overfeeding one? He said it's a good problem to have, but when you do go up by 12 here, it's a little bit easier to manage. Clemine's going to get it again, but he's stopped where he started.
Strand, again, faking that handoff and bailing on the outside. Don't be surprised if it's to him here one of these plays.
It's a guessing man's game, Craig, for who's going to get the ball next here. Strand under center, surveys the defense. He's going to keep it himself.
And there he
Gets
is.
a blocker. Dropped inside the 15. Move the chains once again. He already has a score in this
One
game.
thing about him, he's not very big, and when he's faking, you're probably not being able to see him. So it's really hard if you're playing linebacker to try to read and see things, so tough to pick him up.
And it's old school, too, the way he does it. He keeps the ball on his back hip.
We always tell quarterbacks, you're going to run this kind of stuff, be a magician.
Well, he's probably got the next roll, and now you see me. Halverson doesn't get much there.
Yeah. Tried to run that inside trap play, and Hawley stood up pretty well.
Colt Plagas again on the tackle for the Nuggets.
.320 to go in this third quarter. Barnesville doing what they do best, just matriculating the football down the field. It's second and about 10 and a half after the loss from Halverson. Strand is thrown down by Schenk.
Yeah, he got a little greedy there. He tried to bounce to the outside. I think if he'd have just stayed up the alley, he'd have been a little better off. Third and long.
Well, it's 4 down territory almost anywhere you are on the field for this Barnesville group. Here it's 3rd and 9 inside the 15. Hawley looking for a big defensive stop. Strand, we saw this one before. Deja vu. Jacob Strand for 6.
Little check sneak again. Check backside. Flo goes opposite him, and he just got enough speed to get it in.
Impressive from the sophomore. His second touchdown of this game, his 7th over the last 2 games. Makes it 24-6. And for the counter punch from Hawley, the counter punch from Barnesville.
Yeah, but Barnesville ate up a lot of clock on that drive.
Absolutely. Almost 6 minutes.
Here comes unbalanced. Clemine.
And this time successful. 1 for 4 on the 2-point conversion. Makes it 26-6.
Now back to Hawley having to chase him again.
And it's not a position you want to be in.
You just about got to get to a point here pretty quick where you're going to say, even if we do score, I don't know, they kicked off, but it was a squib kick. May as well try onside kicks and try to get the ball in your hands.
Well, we saw them try to do that, actually, on their last kickoff, right?
I don't know. I think that was just trying to squib it through. But now, if I was them, I'd just try to onside kick and see if we can get it. What's the difference if we're going to give them the ball at right around the 50 or the 45-yard line?
And now these need to be offensive trips that are incredibly efficient. Down by 20, 14 minutes and 23 seconds left in this game.
Mithun was a quarterback in this last drive. Now is Hadley going to come out? Is his turn? We'll have to see what they make a decision about. They both have been effective, so doing what they're doing is probably all right. And probably that's how they've won the last 2 games, so why not stay with what brought you here?
Well, no rest for the weary here.
No.
Jacob Strand now kicking off. Well received, and here goes Lim. Dropped around the 34. .216 remains in this third quarter. Hawley facing a 20-point hole.
That rallied pretty good by the Barnesville kids.
And it's Brody Hadley in at quarterback.
And Barnesville makes a couple of substitutes in there. Got the big guy in there playing over the nose guard. And it looks like 44's in there, Matt Jar. 9th grader.
Quality player, though. 13 tackles for a loss, 2.5 sacks this season. Hadley dragged out of bounds by Cody Mostu.
Now it's Torkelson. Torkelson switched jerseys on us. He was 85, now he's 74. I think they moved. That was because they moved him from end and they put him at tackle.
5 tackles for a loss now by Torkelson. Sets up second and about 11.
Hadley a little bruised up there.
Is he going to come off? Do you see Midtune?
I think the official is sending him off, so Midtune's going to have to come in. Yeah, he's a little wobbly.
Oh, boy. All right, well, Midtune came in because of a Hadley injury earlier this season. It's how he got his start. Trial by fire in the surest of ways for the freshman. He has led the only touchdown scoring drive of the evening for Hawley. Can he strike gold twice for the Nuggets?
Little under route.
Has a man, it's caught. Schenk puts his hand into the helmet of Logan Ehlert. Takes down the first down marker.
Midtune threw that ball right in there.
He's got some zip with that right arm.
Yeah. Plays really well for being a 9th grader. Little sprint out this way.
He rolls out left, gets away from the pressure, and he's thrown down about a yard shy of the original line to gain.
Amundsen made good pressure to set the edge, and the backside came from Thorkelson again, and he made the tackle.
Sets up second down. Minute 40 to go in this third.
Barnesville trying to get different guys in there. Clemene came out and give them a little rest.
Well, you knew it was going to be have a big impact on the offensive end. Midtune rolls out twice. Here he'll take it on the ground. Tripped up after about a gain of 4. Sets up third and medium.
Matthew Jar again. Here, that 9th grader making a play. We haven't seen him the first half, and all of a sudden he's in there making plays.
Impactful all season long, though. Over 30 tackles. The big time stat, he's got over a dozen tackles for a loss.
Wow, another freshman making a play.
On third down, behind by 20 with under a minute to go in the third quarter.
Oh, there was a hold.
And it sails through the hands of Lincoln Midtune. Do you let this drive stand where it is on 4th? Or do you move them back if you're Barnesville? Should just take the 4th and 7.
4th and 7, but they're probably going to go for it here, so
make them work for it.
And they're going to, say they don't need it, so going to make it a 4th down.
Holding 67, penalties decline, 4th down.
So the holding penalty declined by Barnesville. Sets up a 4th and 7 for the Hawley offense. And Hudson Midtone is coming off the field.
Are they going to punt it?
They are going to give it away.
I think this. Don't be surprised. This is a Peter Natch fake here. You have a little bit, yeah.
Oh, the timeout called.
Timeout, Barnesville.
Well, Hawley raises. Barnesville calls.
Yeah.
26-20 here with 39 seconds to go in the third. On fourth down, do you do it again? Do you run the fake anyways? Or do you send the offense?
No reason to do it now because they already did it. So maybe just go back and run your regular offense.
You wonder how shaken up is Brody Hadley, the junior quarterback, splitting time with the freshman Hudson Midtune.
Well, this is when it's sure nice to have two quarterbacks because if he can't play, you got another quarterback that's very capable. You just got to make sure. He looked a little wobbly going off. He got slammed pretty hard down here.
He's actually sitting on the bench, or standing now, away from the team.
Yeah, that's a trainer over there, so I think that more than likely checked him for a concussion. He's sitting back down.
And his head is dropped. I don't think he likes the answer he got. Looks like Peterson will punt. It's a direct snap to Midtune. Makes a man miss. One-on-one. He's going to make the throw. It is way short. Drops harmlessly to the ground, intended for Lane Lem. You can hear the round of applause from the Barnesville Trojan faithful as they're now set up.
Yeah, perfect.
Inside Hawley territory.
Kind of surprised they went back to it as Barnesville took that time out to make sure they knew what was going on.
Well, that was more successful, actually, than Lincoln Midtune's only pass on the season. His last trickery was caught for an interception. Incompletion, maybe a little more harmless. Either way, it is a turnover on downs.
Barnesville's got great field position.
Major Ness, the carry. Tripped up. Gain of about 6. And he's slow to get up. Limping his way back into the huddle.
Yeah, looks like he's going to stick around. Of course, they can always put somebody else back in. Calling a timeout. Oh, this is the end of the half, so probably a good time for him.
End of the quarter. As Ness does the monster mash, wobble back to the sideline. It's 26-6. Barnesville leading by 20. 12 minutes to go here on WDAY before a section champion is named. Well, as Barnesville runs on field for the start of this fourth quarter, there's a noticeable absence from the huddle. Major Ness, one of those senior leaders, one of the best rushers in Barnesville Trojan history, on the sideline for now, holding that left leg, shaking his head a little bit as he talks with the trainer. We'll see what the issue is if he can come back out, as Jacob Strand is going to take it himself. Bounce to the outside. He has Cam Halverson in front of him. A flag is thrown as he's wrapped up around the 24.
But we got a holding call.
2 flags. We'll see if they're both on Barnesville.
Holding. 23 Barnesville. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still second down.
Braden Dunham.
He picks up the flag and has this Barnesville group taking the heel toe express back across the logo to get in the huddle.
So it goes back to second down. They lost a yard. Could have had a first down.
Could have had a lot more. That was a big-time run from Strand, but they haven't been few and far between in this one for the Trojans.
Ness is back in.
Well, that's a good short break for Major Ness. Thinks just a couple plays off. It's a handoff up the gut. Cam Halverson to the 35.
That inside trap play is really hard to defend.
Well, especially when you have the quality blocking.
Yeah, good blocking up front, and Jacob Strand does a great job carrying the fakes out, as well as the other running backs.
And honestly, what I'm most impressed with is this Barnesville defense, although this offense is on the verge of eclipsing the 30-point mark for what seems the trillionth time this season.
Another trap. That time got plugged up pretty good.
Halverson wrapped up, sets up 2nd and 10. But this Barnesville defense holding Hawley to just 6 points so far. They gave up 36 and 32 in their first two section quarterfinal and semifinal
Hawley
games.
came in here, put the ball in the end zone, and they put the ball in the end zone pretty well against Barnesville last time out. But Coach Strand, he's their D coordinator, and I think he probably sent a message, this is not going to happen again.
10.5 to go on 2nd down here. Strand is going to keep it himself. Come back up the middle, but he's taken down by the jersey after a gain of about 3.
Clagus looked like Clagus got a piece of his jersey and said, that's enough. Pulled him down.
No, thank you. Sets up 3rd and 8 with 10 to go.
So how many times have we seen 3rd and long and where he's run that check sneak again?
Well, where he's taken a peek at the opposite end zone, turned around and had plenty of space.
Check. Nope.
Take it himself.
Pass.
He'll make the throw. It's over the outstretched hand of Clamine. Sets up 4th down. Do you go for it is the question.
I'm sure they will. Clamine had a couple steps on him and just got overthrown.
Strand this season, that's just his 50th pass of the year.
Well, they're not going to throw the ball a whole lot with this offense.
Does have about 400 yards passing, but here he's going to take it himself again, wrapped up.
Finally got her stopped.
It's Lane Lem, the junior, making the shoestring tackle to create a turnover on downs and put the Hawley offense back on field with 9:40 to go, behind by 3 scores.
Yeah, it looks like Hadley's done for they took away his helmet, so probably got some type of a concussion. So this is going to be, they're going to run the rest of the game with Mithun a quarterback.
And that is frustrating, I'm sure, for Brody Hadley. You want to make an impact with this group. Has to watch from the sideline. Hudson Mithun has a man wide open. Wyatt Jetbig to the end zone. Unreal. How about that stamp on this one?
Well, blown coverage by Barnesville. Looked like Hawley was trying to run a screen pass, and Jetvig just took off down the field and nobody there. So quick turnaround.
Blink of an eye. Hawley behind by 14 now. A 20-second drive.
20-second drive. Just what Hawley needed to do.
Huge. Wyatt Jetvig, his 3rd touchdown of the season. 2 of them have come against Barnesville. He scored in their last matchup earlier this season. Going for 2 to make it 26-14. Mithun throws it up.
Yeah, just over the head.
Can't connect with his brother. It's still a 14-point game.
That would have been a big 2 points. But right now they got a 2-score game. Now, back again, we've been talking about this in the kickoff. Onside kick? I think so.
Would sure make things interesting, huh?
Yeah. Well, the last one they tried was a squibber going through the middle, and that didn't get very far.
Well, if he can pull one off here, put 6 on the board, this is a completely different ball game.
Absolutely.
But what a play from Wyatt Jetvig, catching the defense napping.
Yeah, they were trying to throw out a screen, and I think it was just kind of a busted coverage, and he said, here, look at me, I'm wide open here.
Hudson
Later in there.
hit him right on the money, huh?
Yeah, that was perfect. And here it is. Here's your onside. People are wondering how come the rest of the guys over there can't be there. They made a rule where you can only put so many guys to a side of the ball.
They're going to sit lying in wait behind Martins Gasparini. Nice bounce, but Major Ness has it. Major Ness with no one in front of him. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That ball bobbled by Adam Brandon. It was through the outstretched hands of a Nugget. Major Ness took it all the way home.
Well, you were thinking, oh, Hawley's going to get this one because it took a perfect bounce. Barnesville could not bring it in. Pops in the air, and Ness says, thank you, I'm going home.
That is the big play ability that we are so used to from Major Ness. In his career now, 36 touchdowns for Barnesville. And is this one going to be called back? Can you not advance the onside kick here?
I don't know why they would call this back.
We got an inadvertent whistle. The ball be placed at the spot where it was recovered.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Major Ness banging his helmet against his head for a reason. An inadvertent whistle is going to take 6 off the scoreboard for Barnesville. That, not as soul-crushing if it was a tighter game, but still a 2-score game. That was a momentum.
I don't know why you would blow the whistle. Well, if it's a punt, you can't advance a punt, but you certainly can advance a kickoff. So big mistake by the official. Barnesville still retains the ball, but another break for Hawley.
Momentum swing play right there. Major Ness taking a kickoff to the house is called back after an inadvertent whistle. Clamine dropped after about a gain of 3.
I guess it is Halloween. You never know what can happen.
The scariest things can come true. Hawley hoping there's some truth to that, and they can claw their way back in this one. 9 minutes, behind by 2 scores, still plenty of time. They need a stop on this possession.
Absolutely. So Hawley gets a little luck on that one. Didn't get the ball in the kickoff, but here comes Barnesville marching down. Fumble.
Strand has to drop on it. After 4 touchdowns scored in the first half, Hawley has scored both.
Yeah, good penetration by Shank coming up the middle up there and just ruptured things. And Barnesville, lucky they got the ball back. Boy, that could have been disaster.
Damage avoided for now. But boy, what a swing. Major Ness was in the end zone a minute ago. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Overthrew him.
And Clamine can't corral it. Brings up 4th and 10.
Hawley stood tall after that debacle with a whistle. And now they got to punt it away.
Unbelievable.
and plenty of time on the clock.
7:52 to go. Strand set to punt from the Hawley 46. High snap, big boot.
Oh, there could be a penalty.
There isn't, and that ball drops at the 20. No flag thrown.
Oh. I'm surprised.
Strand.
That guy undercut. He couldn't come down on his plant foot.
Yep.
So I'm thinking that's a penalty, but I guess I'm not down there.
And after all that, the Nuggets will have it 1st and 10.
Well, it was a one and done touchdown drive. A connection from Hudson Midtoon to Wyatt Jetvig on their last possession.
Let's see what kind of magic Midtoon has here. He's under the center this time.
Anything can happen in October. He'll roll out, make a throw, has a man, it's caught. Jetvig again.
Wow, what a nice throw. Sprint out, run it to your left, and was able to put that one in there.
On the coverage, that guy for Barnesville was Elias Cox.
Cox in on the tackle, one of the better cover corners for this Barnesville group.
Got it out and up.
He
Nothing
wanted
there.
all of it. Midtoon will have to roll to his right. No space. Gonna try and cut off, but he is thrown down by Parker Strong.
Nice job by Parker running him down.
Big time tackle from the senior. Back to pass, Midtoon looking for it all, has his brother, Lincoln Midtoon.
This crossing route's on the outside. Just fired it right in there.
6:40 to go. That Midtoon connection.
Ball spotted is short of midfield.
They're just playing backyard ball at this point.
There's motion again.
2 steps forward. And that step back.
False start, 61 White.
Yeah, Hawley can go down and score. They may not have to go for the onside kick. They could kick it down there, get a hold, and go down the field and score. And who knows what can happen here.
The way their defense has been playing, they haven't given up a touchdown in 20 minutes. Incomplete
overthrow.
pass here. And that's an important statistic. They haven't given up one in 20 minutes. They gave up 4 in the first 20 minutes.
Wow.
Change of tune for the Hawley defense. As right now for this offensive group, it's 2nd and 15 after the false start, coming off the big-time strike to Lincoln Midtoon, the leading receiver for Hawley. His younger brother, now the lone quarterback with experience this season.
Draw.
Takes
Good
it himself, dropped on his behind after about a gain of 3. Remember, Brody Hadley out with his helmet off on the sideline after coming up a little shaken up on a hit near the sideline. Timeout called by Strand and Barnesville late with a substitution.
Timeout, Barnesville.
Hawley putting some things together again, just like they did in that first drive of the second half. Behind the sticks, though, so they got to come up with something positive here.
6:02 to go, and the big difference, I think, it's not very analytics based, but they're just completing more passes.
Yeah.
They're picking up bigger chunks of yardage. Yep. The biggest of them all, the 80-yard strike to Wyatt Jetvig. to make it 12-26.
Yeah, they've got a couple of them there that can make big plays. Actually, they got more than one that can make big plays. We've seen Jetvig score. We've seen Steer make a big play. And, of course, his brother is lining up more at wide receiver than at running back, and he's made a couple of big plays. And Shank made one earlier.
Midtoon back to pass. He's wrapped up. Connor Clemene.
Clemene has done a really good job. There is just a hustle play right by him, coming hard.
So much speed off the edge, the corner.
And here's the
Picking up
play.
Sack. 4th and forever. Craig.
4th and 23. You got to keep everything in front of you, is what these deep safeties are being told.
Hudson Midtoon back to pass. Steps up, makes the throw. It'll be nowhere near enough as Lem is stopped about 11 yards shy of the first down marker. He was stopped a yard short of the original line of scrimmage.
Right. So Barnesville stood tall, a couple of plays there, big sack.
And now with 5:12 to go, and your patented run-heavy offense.
I'm sure what Coach Strand would like for them to do is just run this clock all the way down.
Strand setting up under center once again. Into the gut of Halverson. And another, a little bit of extracurricular there. It feels like Major Ness is on the short end of the stick almost every time they run a play.
He's always in the mix somewhere, isn't he?
Well, there he was driven back without the ball about 15 yards.
Well, when you're carrying the fake out, you don't know for sure, and that's part of the game of football.
It's been also the birth of a few frustrations in this game for Barnesville.
Absolutely.
They've wanted a flag thrown on more than one occasion for that instance. Regardless, it's 2nd and 12 as time drips off the clock. Strand has the edge, his jersey not taken down yet. Man after man missing. He's finally dropped for about a yard loss. Timeout called by Hawley.
Yeah, good timeout. They got 3 of them. Use them.
4:12 to go, a 2-score game. 26-12, Barnesville leading, a spot in the state tournament on the line here in the Section 8 2A title game, a rematch of last year's title game. It was 46-22 a year ago. It's 26-12 here, and early on, it was all Barnesville. 4 touchdowns to start out this one. It was Clemene, Strand, Halverson, then Strand again. But in this second half,
Hawley's done a lot better job.
yes, Midtoon and Jetvig both scoring, making this a 14-point game. You have to run the ball again.
They've been trying to run the ball. They ran that inside trap play to Halverson and got stuffed. And this one was the quarterback keep it going to the outside, and they stopped that one. But, I'm sure Hawley's going, hey, you're not going to throw the ball. We're going to send all 11 of our guys right at the line of scrimmage and have stopped everything here.
Well, we'll see what they draw up here on these crucial third down plays. We have them seen go to Strand a lot.
Strand's done that check sneak with pulling guards going the backside. See what they run.
It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Nothing too crazy.
No.
Halverson dropped. And another timeout called. 5 seconds
Timeout.
taken off the clock.
Hawley, number 2.
Yeah.
Tucker Anderson made that last stop for the Nuggets.
Tucker Anderson underneath there with Hawley's defense making stops, turning the ball over. Now Barnesville's got to kick the ball, and boy, a couple times Hawley has been right there ready to block it, so we'll have to see if Hawley can get it off.
Boy, wouldn't that be fun? A little Halloween magic. Usually reserve that for Christmas time. You never know who's going to put on the Superman costume. For this Barnesville group, they have to stand strong defensively. Shut out first half. They have given up a touchdown in the third and fourth quarters. Hawley's defense this time doing the big time damage.
Well, good thing is Jake Strands is the punter for him. Pretty elusive if something happens.
He can usually avert a crisis quite well. We'll see if he has to here.
Barnesville certainly coming at it.
They've had a full head of steam.
Here they
With
come.
this punt group. Oh, he is crushed. And still no flag. That's ridiculous. Either way, taken out of bounds on the far side is Lincoln Midtune. But Jacob Strand taken down after the punt. That was a late hit if I've ever seen one. Unfortunately, for Barnesville, no call for Hawley to catch a break.
That's twice where you could have just well thrown a flag down there, but the officials didn't seem it necessary.
Shocked. We've seen less called for more.
Well, Hawley's got another opportunity here. See if they can come up with a quick strike.
Well, they've got a precious 3 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock. Midtune to the outside, has a man, Schenk. Can't get away from his tackler. He's kept in bounds. It's 2nd and 1.
Yeah, he got the first down.
All right, late ruling. But
Clock should start.
It will now, it seems, yes. Midtune rolling left. Quickly to Schenk once again, this time incomplete, but it does stop the clock at 3:40.
Really impressed with the way Midtune could throw that ball on the run.
For a freshman, he's got some zip on that ball.
Yes, he can get it out. That's not an easy throw, and he makes it look really easy.
And about a half hour west, we've seen how special a group can become when they have that long-time signal caller at quarterback, Jet Feeney for Moorhead.
Yeah,
he's been installed since a freshman.
Yeah, and he's really a good one. Then we watch Bartkowski throwing it around here from Holdingford, and same kind of kid, and boy, did he look good today. Here's that sprint out package.
Takes it himself this time. Sweeps through a couple defenders, tries to make it through another. Can't do much. Cody Mastu.
Mastu came it up, but good help on the outside, trying to not let him get to that edge.
Clock ticking. On 3rd and 9. Midtune, low snap. Quick throw. Dime for the first down. Is it enough?
Yeah,
Wyatt Jetvig. The extra effort from the junior wide receiver. How about that? Really impressive. He already had the big time score. Now the late leap for a fresh set of downs.
Quarterback draw.
Midtune fakes the throw. He sheds a tackler, bounces off another. About a 6-yard gain. Really tough from Hudson Midtune. Too much time being taken off the clock, though. 2:40 and counting. Another run. They're going to try and get to the edge. They can't. And a timeout is going to be taken.
Yeah.
That was a big
Timeout.
tackle by Barnesville to make Hawley waste a
Number
timeout.
3.
Yeah, trying to get Liam Peterson to the edge and just couldn't outrun. Good tackle on the outside.
2:29 to go. No timeouts remaining for Hawley. This Trojan defense, they can bend, but they cannot break here late.
Well, you can't get one over the top.
Just can't give up a big play. You're absolutely right.
Keep everything in front.
I won't credit both fan bases. Quality contingent coming out here to the Fargo Dome to watch both these programs try and fight for a state tournament appearance. Barnesville looking for more of the same. They've won 9 consecutive Section 8 2A titles. Hawley looking to get back to their old ways of the 2000s.
Well, they've certainly stood up to the challenge and played really well coming into this game. Haven't given up, playing hard. Peter Nats football.
This Cinderella group, they already knocked off the overall top seed in the section. They need more of a miracle here. Behind by 14, 2:40 to go. Midtune looking for it all. It's caught. Schenk once again.
Yeah, ran out and ups on both sides. Got him the ball. Ball's out of bounds, so it stops the clock.
2:23 remains as they set up at the 26. You're absolutely. How about that throw? So dialed in from the freshman.
That was a nice throw.
You can't make a better throw than that. He put it perfectly on his outside shoulder towards the sideline to get him pushed out of bounds. Hudson Midtune just nails the trickery. The throw is going to be too wobbly from Jetvig.
Just not enough steam to throw that ball.
Lem, the intended receiver. Remember, this game could look a lot different. The last onside kick we saw from Hawley was whistled back due to an errant whistle.
Whistle dead.
And it was a Major Ness touchdown on that play. 32 could have been on the scoreboard. Instead, it's 26. Hudson Midtune escapes pressure and just gets out of bounds. A heads-up play from the freshman.
Yep. Stop the clock again. That was important. Live to play another down.
2:10 to go, but sets up third down.
Just think that young man was sitting in the stands as an 8th grader watching Hawley play. This year, he's down on the floor making major contributions here.
Major is absolutely right. Hudson Midtune thrust into this role early in the season after the injury to Brody Hadley. Back in the Lone Ranger role after the injury to Hadley earlier in this game, but he's wrapped up.
Parker Strom again.
His second tackle in the backfield. This time the sack. Sets up fourth and once again forever. The game on the line, the clock ticking.
I think we're going to see that double out and up again. The inside receivers running out and ups.
Can we see Halloween heroics from Hudson Midtune? Tries to get away from pressure. Cannot. It's a horror film, and it's Tate Pana, the sophomore.
On that tackle was Tate Pana for the Trojans. They'll take over on down.
Victory formation has arrived
Yep.
for Barnesville. They are 90 seconds away from a return to the state tournament.
Like you said, they gave up some yards here and there, but they didn't break, and that was the whole key, and their defense finally got to the young quarterback.
26-0 in the first half. They have been outscored 12-0 in this second half. Craig, when you look at this Barnesville group, it feels like when their offense is on, the sky is the limit.
Well, they played awfully well the first half, and second half, Hawley made some adjustments. defensively, and they shut them down and had some problems. But then Hawley actually moved the ball a little bit, so Barnesville had to play a little more defense, but stood the task. A win's a win, doesn't matter how you get it.
And a win is a win, especially on the biggest stage. Strand with the knee with 45 seconds to go. They'll need to do it one more time. And there it is. The Barnesville Trojans, for the 10th year in a row, are headed back to Minneapolis. A 26-12 victory for the now 8-3 Barnesville Trojans over Hawley. A Cinderella season over, but we're not done with football yet here on WDAY. DGF and Thief River Falls coming up next in another section title game. Welcome inside the Fargo Dome. Ryan McNamara alongside Craig Anderson with you for the ride between